Hello everyone, my name is Laura and this is the last part of our lecture series Design Your Own Restaurant Concept. And today we're going to talk about service flow. We're going to show an examples of some floor plans where we're going to have a look at all the parts of restaurant conceptualization that we discussed in the previous videos, and we're going to finish off with the little task that I have prepared for you, and I hope you're gonna do at home and really enjoy kind of implementing and using everything that you've learned so far. So let's start. Service flow. When you're designing a space, you should always take consideration the flow of service. And by that, I mean that, of course, very much depends, and I know I've been saying this throughout this lecture, but it is the truth. Very much depends on the type of the establishment you're going to be designing and the style of service you want to create. But normally we have some kind of a welcome or check-in, and then normally people will have some drinks at the bar, then they will end up having food at the bar, and then they, of course, we would love if they do want to have more drinks at the bar after their meal, and then they will be checking out and leaving your restaurant. And this is the customer journey in particular. But of course, imagine the service part of this customer journey. You're going to welcome your guests, then you're going to, they will have some drinks at the bar, then they're going to sit at the restaurant, they'll order their food, their order will go to the kitchen that will take advantage of the service, the back service area, the storage and so on. Then the food will come in the commercial area, your guests will dine, then they'll move again back to the bar, and they'll leave your restaurant again through the entrance. And of course, in between, your staff will be taking advantage of their staff room and changing room, as well the storage areas and the back and service entrance, delivery entrance, and restaurant back areas in general. So this is more the service flow and the flow of your customer journeys through the point of view of your staff. And you have to think of all these things when you're designing your concept. So let's see some examples and discuss them in brief. So this is a great and very, very simple example of a restaurant plan. As you can see, we have the dining area in the middle, and on the left-hand side, bathrooms at the bottom, just in front of the entrance, hostess desk at the side of the entrance, a bar on the right-hand side, just behind the bar, the kitchen. As you can see, this is a closed kitchen. And I would like you to take just a couple of seconds and think, maybe you can pause this video and just think of, if you were designing a restaurant in that particular given space, what would you change and how you would have it designed? Would you have an open kitchen? Would you maybe move the bathrooms? I have had students saying that they'll probably put a square bar just in front of the entrance, so they can ensure atmosphere when just walking in. Some people have actually said that they would like to move the restaurant tables, as guests maybe won't be very comfortable sitting just in front of the entrance or just in front of the bathroom. So just take a couple of seconds and think of how would you design this space if you had the chance. So moving on onto this particular example, as you can see, this is a little bit bigger, and the bar is just in front of the entrance after the reception desk, and there are a couple of private dining rooms. Here as well, you have a pretty large kitchen, which is fantastic. And you can see there is as well a designated office for the manager and the staff. As you can see, there is no staff room showed here. So I would just encourage you to really maybe pause the video and just think and take a couple of seconds as well to consider the design and what would you change if you were doing this particular project. Here we have another one, and you can see this one is way more detailed than the previous two, where you actually have a pretty detailed planning of the kitchen as well, and some two tops, as you can see on the right hand side from the entrance. and pardon me, actually this is actually outdoor seating, and you have, I think, a very, very nice and equal distribution of table sizes, and again rather large kitchen area. So if you, I know the example is quite small, but if you cannot see it, maybe you can just zoom in your presentation and this video to a full screen so you can view it a little bit better. And the last example, I've put it just for the sole purpose of you seeing how complex a plan can be and how large and complex restaurants can be designed, with different types of tables, with different private dining areas, and maybe you can even have 2 kitchens or a couple of entrances. And this is not that much for you to think of what can be changed, but as well just to see of how really, really large and complex outlets can be planned and designed. So we come to the end of our lecture series, and I would really, really love if you think of designing your own little restaurant concept just for the sheer exercise of it. I hope you use everything that we discussed throughout the lecture series, and you take in consideration all the examples and advices that I've given to you. And it will be really, really nice if you try designing your own. My recommendations are: use a simple shape of space just to make it nice and easy for you as the first project. I would like you to think the type of concept that you would like to design and want to create, and think of what you would like to position where. Where would you like to have your kitchen? Where the entrance will be? Would you have a staff room? How many bathrooms and how large the bathrooms would be? Would you have a bar area? Where are you going to position it? What size and shape it would be? What types of tables? How are you going to design your commercial area? Would you have a separate room for a cloakroom, or would you allow your customers to self-service themselves? And all these kind of things that we discussed through the lecture series. As well, it will be wonderful if you gather some base colors and texture that you would like to incorporate in your design. Would it be any pastels? Would you use leather? Would you use maybe wood? Would it be a rustic concept or a really nice and romantic, gentle cafe style? And it will be nice if you just collect those. And this will be a great exercise if tomorrow you would like to design your own restaurant concept. All this information that I'm asking you to prepare for this particular homework or little assignment for you will help you to give to designers or operational managers for the future to start and making your restaurant concept a reality. So I really, really hope that you enjoy this lecture series. I would love if you would like to email me your presentations and your little concepts that you have created. As well, I'll put a link below to my website where you can download the full lecture, and as well have access to all the materials that we discussed, and as well links to all the videos before that. So I really, really hope you enjoyed it. I love your comments and your feedback. That's all from me now, and I hope to see you very, very soon for another lecture series.